Today, we're going to look at an important difference in English grammar, the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. These two tenses are very similar, and sometimes they can even be used in the same situations, but they give slightly different meanings, so it's important to understand how they work. First of all, both tenses are used to talk about actions that started in the past and are connected to the present. For example, I can say I've worked as a lawyer since I was 25, or I've been working as a lawyer since I was 25. In this case, both sentences are correct, and they both mean that I started in the past and I continue now. We can also use both forms for actions that finished very recently. For example, she's questioned the criminal all morning, or she's been questioning the criminal all morning. Again, both are possible. However, there are important differences. Let's start with the present perfect simple. This tense focuses on the result or completion of an action. For example, the police have arrested the thief. This means the action is finished and the result is important now. Another example, they've robbed 3 banks this year. Here, we are interested in how many times the action happened. Now let's look at the present perfect continuous. This tense focuses more on the process or duration of the action. For example, the police have been searching for the murderer all day. This suggests the action is still continuing or was happening recently, and we are interested in how long it has been happening. Another example, they've been planning the attack for months. This shows duration, not completion. So a simple way to think about it is this. The present perfect simple answers the question how much or how many, while the present perfect continuous answers the question how long. For example, I've written 3 reports focuses on quantity, but I've been writing all morning focuses on time. Another important difference is that the present perfect simple often suggests something is finished, while the continuous suggests it is not finished or is temporary. For example, she's written a report about the crime means it is complete, but she's been writing a report about the crime suggests she is still working on it. We can also use these tenses to show the difference between permanent and temporary situations. For example, I've worked in this prison for 10 years sounds more permanent, like a long-term job. But I've been working in this prison for the last 2 weeks sounds temporary, maybe just for a short period. Now, let's quickly review the structure. For the present perfect simple, we use have or has plus the past participle. For example, they've arrested the criminal, or he hasn't broken the law. For questions, we change the order. Have they robbed the bank? For the present perfect continuous, we use have or has plus been plus the ing form. For example, they've been investigating the case, or he hasn't been following the rules. In questions, we say, have they been searching for the thief? Let's look at a few more examples using crime vocabulary. You can say, the police have caught the killer, focusing on the result. Or, the police have been looking for the killer all week, focusing on the process. Another example, someone has broken into the house, which shows the completed action, versus someone has been trying to break into the house, which suggests repeated attempts. So, to finish, remember this. Use the present perfect simple when you want to focus on the result or completion. And use the present perfect continuous when you want to focus on duration or activity. With practice, you'll start to feel the difference more naturally.